Okay, when I'm looking to give feedback to pupils on their work, if I'm in my Google Classroom, I can select the classwork option and I'll be able to see all the work that's been assigned. So you can see here that I've used, or the blue ones are the links that have been assigned. If I show you, just going back to my classes, where I have my classes, so this is my class from this year, what I'm able to do is I can either archive that class to close it, or I can make a copy of it. So what I've done is for all the work that my students in year 1 have done this year, I've made a copy and created this example class. What that gives me is it gives me all of the work that we've done. So you can see that we've got it organized into terms. So autumn term 1, when we were just introducing Google Classroom to the pupils, we only did 2 pieces of work. Then we've moved to autumn term 2, where we've done more, spring 1, and then we've ended up with our homeschooling situation. And what we're able to do is I've also given them useful websites. So they've got links to their RM Maths that they use, the Oxford Reading Buddy, Education City, and Google's Be Internet Awesome. So what I might want to do is open that, and I can assign these straight away to my pupils in my example class, because they're the things that I'm going to want them to be able to make use of immediately as the year starts. So if I edit the assignments and assign them, so they've got links to those websites in their topics, and what will happen is that they'll always be at the top. So from there, I am able to move those up and down. So to reorder, depending on what I want the pupils to see first, so they'll see the homeschooling at the top, or that link to the useful websites straight away. So what we can do is we can find all the work that the pupils have been able to do. So I've already created an example document. So if we go in there, we can see there, this is the document that they were set. And I can see that it's been assigned to one person, and that's the only member of my class. And I can view the assignment. So from there, I'll see which pupils have turned the work in and how many it's been assigned to. The difference is when pupils have turned their work in, they can no longer edit that work. So they're saying, this is my work as it is. It's the best I can do, and it's over to you to give them feedback in a summative form. Or if you want to, you can also access that work as they're working on it in real time by selecting that work if the pupils are on it at that time and giving them some formative feedback as well. So if I select the piece of work from my class, what you'll see is that Google Docs then opens, and if I just lower this down, you can see that in this shortened version, I've got my Google Docs format. At the top, I've got and down the right-hand side, I get my Google Classroom. So all of my pupils I can find as a list, or if I'm marking their work, I can click onto the next student just by clicking across. Now, in Google Docs, there are 2 ways that we can give feedback to the pupils. We can either highlight and add a comment. So comment and ask them to make it more interesting, or we can go ahead and make it more interesting ourselves. And then the pupils will be able to see the edits that have been made. So we can go on and change some of the items. So if I want to change it to a bundle of hay, then the pupils then will see that I've changed that to hay, and they can decide whether to accept my suggestion or change it, because when we're making the comments either at the side or directly onto their work, the pupils will then have the choice to change those as they see fit. Again, on the side, you'll have the private cut grades. So if you want to give them a mark out of 100 as a percentage, or if you've created that rubric, that will also appear here for them as well. As the pupils go through and either accept the suggestion or reject it, that will also appear in your comment history. So if this is a story that pupils were going on to and editing over several sessions, what you will be able to see is also the comment history that you've made as a teacher. So rather than just being able to see on the screen a fantastic story at the end by the pupil, what you will also see is all of the support that's been given in the comment history by the teacher as well. And again, if we go back, we can go to the file and see the version history for that document and see what was done at different points to make it the document that you see at the end. Okay, so again, we can either edit straight onto the document or create a comment. And then also what you'll need to do is know how to go between pupils and select the next student. So because our student hadn't turned it in, there is no need to return that work to them. So at the top there, we're able to return the work once they've submitted it, or if they're working in the class on Chromebooks, for example, you'll be able to go in and see their work, make those suggestions and see whether or not they make use of them. And then you can select the next students.